Priya?
Yes,
Okay,
Priya.
Yes, yes.
okay, fine. So I will do a quick recap on this as well, or for what exactly we have learned till now, so since morning. Okay, and we'll give you a quick recap as well. Okay, so Priya, you have attended the training of I think more than 60 minutes, and we are discussing almost 60 minutes of syllabus today. So what we have learned till now and what we are going to learn in coming 10 slides. Okay, quickly I will do the recap since beginning. This is day one basic. We have learned about what is the basic payment system, who is payer, payee, what is the concept of that, who is your finance institution on that. Okay. Then after that, we mark on it that what is the infrastructure required for payment. Okay, at very high level like banking systems, RBI, clearing system, settlement system. We discuss on that part as well. How the payment flows, which is the information they pass at very high level. We discuss that as well. Then who is payee, who is intermediaries, who was payment instrument channels are there. Those also we discuss. What is the role of Fedwire, RBI, clearing system, European system like SEPA? What are the messaging system used for this fund shift SEPA at very high level? In the basic we have discussed. And what is the different instrument channels when you send the payments like RTGS, real time, net settlement, card based payment. Sorry, we discussed that as well. Then we discuss in deep dive about what is the concept of Nostro, Vostro and Loro accounts, because these are the account used for transferring the payment from one country to another country. So we discuss in a detail what are this Nostro, Vostro concept, Loro concept, suspension account, mirroring of account. Yet to we have to cover will coming in the coming slides about Nostro, Vostro concept, because Nostro, Vostro concept only come into the picture when we are leaving the country's border. Okay, so we are sending payment from India to India to London, or India to UK, or India to America, then only Nostro concept will come into the picture, Vostro also. Okay, that's one thing. We have learned the landscape of the payment, when payment is initiated, payment is reached to someone, what are the intermediaries between them. Then we discuss about different payment methods used for sending a payment. So we started this course from very basic. That's why so many things I'm explaining. Otherwise, our main motive is of this course is to learn empty messages, MX messages. They learn all the MT103 format, MT10 format, MT, then ISO formats. That's our main aim of this session. But these things which helpful for you when you actually writing the use cases or test cases, or you are writing as a product owner concept or user stories, that time it will help you. Then we discuss about what are the paper based systems, about like paper based cash, credit card, payment orders. Then what are the real time automated system like target debit, bill, reserve pay, NEFT payments, all this stuff. Then where are the card pays? These are not part of our session, but this is required information because there are messages called ISO 8553 which are used to send us card payment system. Though we are not learning on these things in detail, all this payment system about card based system, right? But we should know that whenever a credit card flow happen or debit card flow happen, which are the systems are you. That's why this is involved. Normally in India, not India, basically in UK, there is a 3 day cycle of this credit card payment system or debit card payment system. This is called bank's automated clearing system. Okay, come to our main point. Then we discuss about electronic payment today in internet banking, mobile banking, RTGS, NEFT fund, how this is. We are going to discuss in detail about how RTGS payment calculated, how this payment. Okay, so we discuss about what are the different payment methods at very high level in the initial thing. Then we discuss Priya in the detail about what is the payment transaction life cycle, because this is very important from the interview point of view. Also I told you, once you remember all these stuffs, then you have to include the messages inside this one, empty message, MX message, then your interview question is prepared. Most of the interviews by client or the companies like ask this question, can you explain is the payment transaction life cycle. So we learn in detail about, because payment transaction is started with empty messages, then is processing by MX messages, not MX, empty message only with different empty messages. Then clearing in settlement is done by the RBI or the government system of that country. For example, India, RBI is doing this. For USA, Fedwire is doing this clearing and settlement. In if you go to UK, this EBA 1, EBA 2 or target 2 systems they are using in European zone, all these things. Then reporting come into the part, end of the day messaging has been sent, or end of the cycle or end of the batches, that which are the empty message has been sent, which is empty messages. So those are part of reporting. So this is a very important interview questions asked in interviews, that can you explain us the payment transaction life cycle. Okay, we are going to see this diagram in too much detail in coming sessions with too much messages involved in that, that interview question you have to answer then. Okay, this is very basic one. Nobody will take you in granted if you are answering like this, but this is required to understand the further coming bigger diagram on this. Then we discuss about the various different types of payment transactions. Okay, high value payment we discuss depending on the messaging and processing of SLA, means timing system. The large value payment, high value payment system. What is high value payment system? Then mass payment, like your salaries, our payment is deducted, like okay, those are. Then UPI come into picture. Retail payment system, it's very high, so those we also we discuss today in the afternoon. Then we discuss about what are different credit and debit card cycles entry. Okay, credit card or debit card will depend on the. And last we discuss about what is the request to pay. You also confirm me that when Amazon is sending, we are buying from Amazon side, right? That time a OTP has been received, so this is you are authorizing the Amazon to pay from your bank, so this is called request to pay. Direct debit, we are already aware that when saving a debit card, we are giving authorization to the third party bank system of POS machine, which is point of sale machine, to give authority to debit from your card, and it get routed from your MasterCard or Visa. After authorization validation, you will get acknowledgement of the payment by direct debit. Same applies for your credit card as well. Okay, there is a big channel involved in direct debit. Sorry, the direct debit is different concept. Credit card cycle. Direct debit, we have discussed that how do you pay the home loan, right? Your bank has signed a mandate with you that or particular date of the month and particular amount has been debited from your account and get credited to your beneficiary's account. So that is best example of this is home loan banking system. This is a direct debit concept. Then we, based on the direction, we have discussed about outward payment, inward payment, means outbound, inbound payment, onward payments, and book payments. So these are the major user stories in any projects are dependent on this four only. When you are writing user stories for as a QA or as a BA, as a product owner, or as a user stories, or you can say data flow, that time these payments are very helpful. Whenever any bank is doing certification with Swift, right, the certification required at least 100 test cases, 100 scenarios. So out of that, around 40 scenarios are come from the these channels only: outward payment, inward payment. So what is outward inward payment? Outward we have discussed, whenever payment is leaving Swift network, it is called outward. Whenever it is coming to the Swift network, it's called inward payment. So for example, if you are sitting in India, you using HDFC Bank Swift card, Swift network, and you're sending payment to UK Lloyds Bank. So what happened? You are leaving from HDFC Bank Swift networks to the Lloyds Bank Swift network is coming. So what happened? This is outward payment. From HDFC point of view, it's outward payment, but from Lloyds Bank point of view, it is the inward payment, right? So this is the basic difference between those. Also, we have discussed whenever onward payments are concept is here, this not directly participant in the payment system, only they act as a mediator to pass the payment. Because we also discussed that, for example, there is a bank in Nigeria which don't have relationship with HDFC Bank like Nostro and Vostro. Then at that time, a Bank of America which is sitting in the USA, it act as a middle player to transfer the payment from HDFC Bank to Nigerian bank via the Bank of America. So what here happened? It will only onward the payment. It only bypass the payment from their system. Okay. So this will act as your onward payment system, where actual beneficiary is not your Bank of America, but it's called onward payment. Then book payment also we discuss. If debit is credit happen in the same bank, then it's called that it is called a book payment. So that also we have discussed. It is called book payment. Book to book payment means this also one scenario is very important. Book to book payment means, for example, if you are sending payment from HDFC Bank to HDFC banks only within a country, it is called book payment. Okay, so this is the best example of book payment in the system. This also we have discussed. Then we discuss about corporate payments and individual payment. Those are very simple, right? If your industry is sending payment to other banks, those corporate payments. And okay, so till now we have discussed about this one. Now we are going to start discussing about the another concept in detail about transaction based processing time cycle. Okay, so till now we are clear, Priya? At least Priya, actually you attended the previous classes, that's why I'm asking. Okay, other guys,
Yes.
yeah, other guys, just bear with me. I'm starting from now. This is a types of payment transaction based on the processing time. Okay, so this is one of the bifurcation of the basic payment, because today is the first session of our classes. I'm starting with very basic, that what are the different types of transaction happen based on the processing time. So earlier we have bifurcate the payment depend on the payment transaction type. Now this is based on the processing time. So you are also very much aware that nowadays UPI has made everything easy, right? Within a fraction of second or milliseconds, your payment is getting settled or payment is getting transferred to the beneficiary bank beneficiary account. Okay, it's very easy made by the new payment systems. So this is a real time payment or non real time, that we are going to discuss just now. So here I am giving examples of many other countries real time batch payment system as well, so we can consider that as well. For example, what is batch payment system? Okay, I have explained sometime before as well, I'm going to explain now as well. Okay, apart from Priya, anybody knows that a batch payment system working in India as well, and what exactly it is? Anyone would like to have interaction session of this? Not only I am talking, so you can also put your inputs as well. Okay, Nikita and
So,
Anand, yeah.
so basically, batch payment is something like what batch is do. Batch process multiple transaction at the same time. Okay, so like it could be your settlement transactions or it could be your payment transaction. That comes under the batch part. That is what my understanding is.
Okay, I would like. Okay, do you have any other opinion, Ankit? Okay, Ankita only, right? So if you don't have any opinion, I can explain on that part. Nikita, sorry, Nikita, you have any other opinion about that?
Um, no, indeed, I agree with Anand. So it's the same. I think in RTGS we do or NEFT that I don't have an idea. But batch payment is something where we process multiple transaction at the same time in a batches.
Perfectly agree with you. Okay,
Yeah.
so I am going to throw some more light on these. Okay, so what happened in
Yeah.
India? In India, we have 2 hours batch cycle, except Sundays. Okay, Sunday is the holiday for that. So what happened? Every 2 hours, thus RTGS NEFT, that is NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, or RBI, depend on it who is processing the payment, run the batch every 2 hours. So how many payments are collected in that particular batch? It is getting processes at the end of the. For example, you have send a payment at 8:15 in the morning, so 8:15 payment will catch in the batch of 10 p.m., not the 8 p.m., it already left. So whatever the thousand, actually it's not one or two payment, it's millions of payments. Okay, it's combined together in single batch and it processed at 10 p.m. batch. So you observe that sometime you have sent payment at 8 p.m. or out, it will settle after 1 hour, or it settle after your beneficiary credited after 2 hours sometime. So it is due to the batch payment only. Means batch, whenever batch, and normally batches are mainframe batches. So those batches are processed on that time. Okay, so this is normally a batch payment, and it payment normally take 2 to 3 days in a different countries, not in India. It takes normally 2 to 3 for settlement. So it is best example of 2 to 3 days. It is in
Can you
backs.
please repeat once again that you it will be clear in 2 hours means how it is like?
Okay, I will do it. So whenever you do RTGS or NEFT payment in India, specifically in India, if you send your payment at morning 8 p.m., okay, for example 8.1, 8 p.m. and 2 minutes, then it will be catch in the next batch, which is at 10 p.m. So it will not catch in 8 p.m. because 8 p.m. batch is already completed and payment has been processed with that. So all the files will coming from different banking in India are combined together in a single batch at 10 o'clock now, and your payment which you have sent at 8.5 at 8 o'clock and 5 minutes, that payment will club together in 10 o'clock batch, and that batch is processed at 10 o'clock. Okay, so that's why whenever sometime you see that your payment who is immediately sent, and sometime it will take more than 1 hour to beneficiary it's credited. Okay, so that is happening in India for NEFT and RTGS payment. So depending on that whether it is a combined together payment or it is a independently settling payment, that's a different discussion, we'll do that. But now this is a batch payment concept. Nikita, did you analyze it?
Yeah, thank you. Good to
Okay,
go.
okay, good, right? So there is a concept called banks automated clearing system. It is called BACS payment. Okay, it is called BACS payment. I am going to discuss all the payment because this class is my sessions are only concentrated on the banking payment which is happening in outside India, because there are millions of investments is coming from other countries only, not from India, for the banking projects. And this Swift and ISO 222 is nightmare now. This November, by 20, November 25 is the deadline. You will see after January there are hundreds of, because there are more than thousands banks in the world, and all banks are has mandatory to to migrate to ISO 222. Okay, so we will get a millions of projects after this. I mean, not projects, the funding for the service-based industry from the bank to complete this by next year, because they are going to be heavy fines. This transition is started from somewhere in 22 or 21. but it is still in processing because the criticality of the transferring the message. All the empty messages are not easy to understand to completely migrate to MX, that we are going to learn gradually one by one. Even we are learning in the, I think, after 15th or 16th session, that what are the challenges we are getting in migration as well. So that also one point we are going to discuss that thing. Okay, come back to our point that it will take more than 2 days, 3 days in banks in UK, for example, because it's called, it is required 2 days for collecting batches in the world. India is very fast as compared to the other banking system in the world. Okay, that's why I'm saying. So in banks, what happened? I personally encounter this, how this process. First day they will collect your all the data. Second day they will club together the single data, and third day they will process it. So that will take 2 to 3 days in UK. Okay, NEFT and ECS in India is very fast now. 2 days I just know. This the clearing system US also is very fast. It take not take more than 1 day. Okay, what are the common methods of using the batch systems? Normally it's take direct debits, payroll and bill payment. So we explained in the sometime before. Payroll is the best example of your batch payment system. Your salary is processed on the 25th of the month or 27th, depending on the which day they want to process it, and your bank has given instructions and or 30th of the month credited to the employees. Okay, so that is the best example of payroll system of this one. Okay, so same is for bill desk payment. Bill desk payment means it is a third party tool which is paying your payment. Like for example, you swipe a debit card sometime on the Amazon side, they will ask you want to pay by bill desk or you want to pay by CC Avenue. So there are the different payments products. So they also do the same thing. They will combine the batch and send the payment. Direct debit console concept, you are I just know explain, right? Your ECS and your home loan will take by direct debit only. So these are the common methods of payment like credit and debit card. Domestic account holders, high volume and low volume, typically used for batch payment system. Next is near real time. Near real time is within processor 1 day. Okay, so normally this concept is no more there, but we have to understand that what is near real time. That's why I'm explaining here. Near real time means it's within hour or maximum 1 day. Okay, same day or within an hour normally. So there are different payments, like just now explained, it will fall into this RTGS also here. RTGS also and IMPS in India, again it will same happen within a 1 hour only. And there is a payment system called CHIPS. So CHIPS is in CHIPS and Fedwire in UK, processing the payment within a 1 hour only, near real time. Then CHAPS in UK. CHAPS means again sterling payment, means sterling means your UK payment, pound payment, and target to an euro point. Okay, so these are the processing type of system you use. You don't have to remember all these things. You are gradually going to learn everything in coming sessions, right? Because every system in we have separate entity for discussing. This is just the first slide. This is the first session today, and where everyone should feel that what exactly we are going to learn in detail, right? That's why everything is clubbed together in a single slide here, that you are going to learn everything in detail. See, many things are like, for example, Fedwire. How Fedwire works, nobody knows, unless and until you are employee of this. How chips works, nobody knows. How RBI works, nobody knows, because RBI also having the employee, they sign the mandate. But at least we should aware that how the structure of the payment flow in the Fedwire or RBI or like this. Okay, so that is our main aim here, to learn all these things at very high level, not in the detail, because those access also we don't have, that is not available on Google. All these things. Okay, that's the main concept. The third is now real time payment. So when I say real time payment, the best example is UPI. Okay, so now there is one more payment system has been launched by Swift. It is called Swift Go. So Swift Go also play a real time. It's very costly, only now industries can use it, but this also they launch for Swift Go, because you can send immediate from one country to another country. Like UPI also now acceptable in UAE, Singapore, right? So same concept for Swift Go as well, but Swift Go payments are in millions, not in the small amount like we use, right? So this is the concept of Swift Go. So payment initiated and settled instantly. Okay, the settle word is very correct here, because initiation is fine, but settle also should be there. Whenever say settle, it is means debit, credit, and books are clear at the same time. So this is called settle, settlement of the payment. The next concept is who is using this. UPI, definitely we know this. The Fedwire is using this. Faster payment is the best example of this. Faster payment is using this to settle the payment as for example. Then a SEPA payment in Europe. Then Swift message globally, you are going to use this. Okay, so this is the best example of settling of the payment. So these are the, okay, and the payment which are using is mobile banking. Times of mobile banking mode is your domestic or international, high value. So depending on payment processing time, we have differentiated payment into three batches: batch system, near real time, real time fraction of second, near real time 1 hour, batch payment system maybe 2 to 3 days. So normally when you are working on a batch payment system, most of the projects are coming from UK only, or the Bank of England. Okay, so this is my personal example. I'm saying I studied almost, I work almost 2 to 3 years, work for Bank of sorry, the Lloyd's Bank. So where I use this project for settling of the payment in a 2 to 3 days. We are creating a mainframe batches. We are clubbing together mainframe batches and processing event for your BA purpose role, or can say processing of payment. So this is one of the system. So it's not compulsory everybody is going to work on the same thing, but at least you should know what is the look and feel of the payment coming. Okay, and also if you are designing a scenarios for this payment system, that time it will be helpful for you. So settlement time, transaction values, and transaction limit, based on three, this is divided. The next part what we are going to discuss is
No,
that, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. Just one basic doubt, like in you are talking about mainframe system. So generally, any like in card processing, we have platform like Vision Plus. Okay, where the actual credit card, it's a credit. Vision Plus is basically a tool to perform credit card operation,
I know.
all credit card activity.
There are totally two tools in card system. One is Payments, and there another is Vision Plus. Payments also we are using
So
for card payment processing. So like that, every country has a different processing system for this. So in UK they are calling as a BACS. BACS, BACS is a system which is developed for this only. Banks Automated Clearing System, which is a mainframe based system, which is using 3270 of mainframe files to process the payment.
okay, got it. Back, it is called it backs.
BACS only.
Okay,
BACS is a product only.
okay, got it. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
Yes. Okay, now it's a very high level diagram that how many times is required, which is processing the payment. This is normally everybody knows that, because NEFT, though we are not studying the Indian payment system, but at least we should know that how India payment system also. Okay, there is, but trust me with me, if you are working on any Indian payment banking system, there is no money from India you get for the clearing of the project. Instead of that, we are more getting money from the other countries for the banking system. So when I say other money, the billing rate is high for the candidate, and they get more salaries as well on top of that. Okay, but still, the normally Indian banking system using two products very famously, which is called FlexCube of Oracle, and Finacle of Infosys. These products are very highly used by the system. And apart from this, in you, if you go to outside of India, the product they are used are called GPP. If you understand GPP completely, it's called Global Pay Plus. The career is boom for you. Okay, it's called 90% of the bank in the world use GPP. Okay, apart from the discussion, now NEFT is National Electronic Fund Transfer, RBI, branch A. I don't want to go in detail how much is in the, and the limit is changed now. This is the old slides I prepared. Then RTGS, real-time gross settlement, immediate payment, UPI. Okay, everything is controlled by RBI, but only except this UPI and NPC and IMPS payment. This is happened totally. That's why the Indian government has opened a new branch of this to control this payment. It's called NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. That's why the UPI system is designed based on this only. So our Google Pay, Amazon Pay, PayPal, not PayPal, you can Phone Pay, all this having a layer below this. It is designed by UPI only, Unified Payment System Interface. So scanning of code. Okay, so this is provided by NPCI, this design. So this not kind of an interview question, but at least you should know that these kind of concepts are there in the okay. Then automatic clearing houses, we are not dealing with this. This is only a banking system. We're dealing with this, about this, how this automatic clearing system is happen. Okay, now this is one of the important slides, because we are getting maximum funding from other countries, right? So you should know that how this US as project US systems is designed. For example, TCH is totally, this is clearing house, Fedwire, Fedwire, RTP, real time payment, FedNow. So this is, FedNow is like exactly same as your UPI payment, okay, like your faster payment system in UK. So immediate payments, near real time payment happen. The minimum, okay, the don't consider about these limits. These limits are getting changed now frequently, but at least the work model you should know that. And one more thing is that we are not going to see in detail of this is anywhere in the Google about how Fedwire works, how chips work. Only basic concept we can aware of that. Okay, in detailing, if you want to learn this, you have to involve, we have to work with them only in there as a client. Then only we can know. But we can at least know that, okay, this wordings Fedwire. Okay, Fedwire is the Federal Reserve RTGS network. of US government for settling of a payment. It is near real time net banking, mobile banking. At least we should know this is a person to bank and real time payment. Okay, this is like that. Okay, we are going to learn Fed. I will show you. I will in coming slides. I am going to show you how Fedwire works at very high level, but this is not required because whenever interviews happen, right? Any interviews happen, they will not going to explain you how you Fedwire works because they knows that this product like Fedwire, Target to CHAPS, these are only internal products. Means nobody can access this product except you are working on that. Okay, and these products are not accessible anywhere in the Google. I mean to say these are not, they are restricted products. So normally our question answer always play around your messaging systems only, which I am taking you very thoroughly in detail. Okay, but we should aware that in US we have TCH, Fedwire, FedACH, Fedwire, FedAC chips, and Fedwire is widely used in US system. Okay, then normally whenever a payment is happening, right, already we have discussed this so many times, it always a payers bank, payment CSM, so clearing and settlement system. Okay, then pays bank and pay. So this is a normally a payment flow is happen. But whenever Amazon want you to pay, right, I just now explained some time before, it is giving authority, a merchant is asking authority RTP request to payer, and once payer is giving authority to pay, then only this flow will happen. Okay, from Amazon cycle. For example, you buy Amazon product, that time Amazon requesting to your bank by UPI to pay the payment, OTP is generated, and this is only a difference between fund transfer and request to pay. You are transferring fund by your own, but somebody asking you to payment to pay. Like for example, there is a new concept in Google Pay as well. You can ask your friend to pay your last party's bill, sharing of that. So you can send request from Google Pay, okay, to your friend, pay for me last 100, last five parties share of 500, and you can ask them to pay, and he can reject on that, different story. But this is the flow now coming into the picture now, for request to pay concept. Okay, uh, so this is normally first thing already we discussed many times, what are the payment life cycle divided into fund movement, direct credit and direct debit. So direct debit already we have discussed many times, direct credit also the same thing. We are direct debit, right? We are already means direct debit is a salary, right? Direct credit is a salary type, you can say. Direct debit is a salary from the account wise. So whenever you want to pay a light bill, right, if you give a mandate to your bank to pay as soon as bill generated in Google Pay, for example, so this is the same concept of direct debit and direct credit. So you can automate this system. For example, there is a concept called mutual fund now systematic withdrawal fund. I don't know how many are uses this platform. For example, you have sufficient corpus in your bank. For example, you have by HDFC top 100 fund, for example, and you have surplus corpus happen in that, and you are in the retirement now. So what will instruct to your fund house then to direct credit to my account 10,000 every day, every month, so I can survive easily. Okay, so this is a concept of direct credit. Instead of direct debit, is now direct credit. So that's also similar concept. So this concept mostly we are going using direct debits only. This is widely used. Direct credit is very rare phenomena. Already we have discussed so many times now payroll transactions, so I'm not going to repeat that thing. Your company has instructed bank to pay via CSM. Okay, so that is your payroll transaction concept. Okay, so now a basic concept again we learn here that before, because Swift empty message system which we are going to learn what is mentioned here, it take almost me for 10 days to explain how Swift network works and how the messages, each and every message of Swift. Okay, 10 days at least for this and 10 days for at least for this one, um, not this one, yeah, MX messages, this messages, 10 days for this and 10 days for this at least minimum, because this is so much in detail, it's required lot of time to explain you in a so much detailed way. I have closed this one. Okay, I will open once again. Okay, so we are starting with now Swift. Swift is a global standard messages. There is no theory for this. Nobody will ask you on this, but at least you should have knowledge. Swift is started in Belgium. It's initially started with only 10 banks, but now all of the most of the countries in the world, almost every banks of the world are connected with Swift. Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. They come as a global area. In the same way like SEPA comes, SEPA single euro payment area. Anybody know about SEPA? What is SEPA now? Um, SEPA, SEPA. Okay, I will tell you. There are total 38 countries in SEPA, and SEPA act as your euro payment only. So though they each country, for example, German has their different currencies, Switzerland different currencies, but they have come to understanding that they can transact only in euro, not other currencies. So this is from a country called union called SEPA, SEPA, Single Euro Payment Area. Okay, in the same way, now Swift messages is going to play your same concept here. It can transfer one of the most payment system. Okay, the latest protocol of this is ISO 15022, which is from it is existing from Jan 21 MT. Okay, migration will start from 21 till date. 21 we are using MT. From migration started from 21 till 2025 this year should have implemented all the messages system. Okay, based on that there are other messaging systems also. Based on that there are other messages which is SEPA, then your RTGS, it is also happen normally in Australia. In India, HDFC Remit, it is not exist anymore now. Okay, already is covered to Swift now, ISO 2022. This is a SEPA. Whenever we are using a Swift messages, right, at that time we have to consider basic concept that Swift messages are come with the concept called big ID or branch ID. Okay, so it either 11 8 digit characters or 11 digit character code. So Swift has given, for example, Swift has given its code to each and every bank in the world. So once you put that code, that branch will come out. So it will very easy for a person or a bank to deposit the payment. So this is a new concept which is Swift has introduced whenever Swift has come into the picture. For example, this is one of the code for bank. Big code is called bank identifier code or bankers identifier code, sometimes called, or business identifier code. There is different pronunciation happen for this one. For example, here SOG come for the bank. Soviet General is a bank name. Soviet Society General is a bank name. Then PL is for country Poland. Okay, how it is read PL country one. W is for the branch code or location of the city, W, and then it's the branch code, triple X, it is for branch or individual branch. So like this we have to read out this one. So our Swift concept is based on your Swift code only, which is called big code also. So that's why I highlighted here this point. Otherwise there are so many things we can explain for Swift as well. Okay, next concept, this is Swift code for Swift messages we are going to use widely. I will show you more example also at the end of the slides. Okay, which messages we are going to learn as part of Swift, as I discuss you in the morning session also, afternoon session also. We are primarily going to work on three messages only, which is category 1 message, which is customer payment and check, category 2 message between bank to bank, and category 9 message, the statements, reports or acknowledgement messages. So out of three messages there are many types of each messages we are going to learn each. For example, MT103, MT102, 109, 199, 195, there are so many messages we are going to learn. In a similar case we are going to learn category 2 message. So normally whenever if anybody asks you the question that what are the messages types you have worked on, that time you should be very clear that I have worked on message series 1, category 2 or category. So we have to give answer very smartly nowadays with the client as well or the banking sector as well, because they should know that you already work on that. You are not transformed from another sector to here and just for interview purpose you learn this. So that time you have to precisely use this word MT to MX, ISO 15022. ISO 15022 means empty message only. It's called message text. MT means message text. MX means